Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. We have a G80 M3 competition in the shop today and we are doing a full Femto DME unlock as well as a boot mode stage 2 tune. In addition to that, we will also be throwing this car onto the dyno to see how much power it actually gained using the stage 2 OTS boot mode tune. Boot mode recently updated their app and the interface is a little bit different, just looks a little bit sleeker and better. So I'll show you guys the difference there as well. And I've also heard that some of the gremlins that were in the previous older interface are no longer there. It functions much better. So that is a great thing to hear from the boot mode guys over at Pro Tuning Freaks. Flashing process really hasn't changed that much. It's going to be the same no matter what you're doing, unless you're doing some sort of like custom ROM. This car right now, we are just going to be doing the OTS Stage 2 93 pump gas tune. However, down the road, we'll probably go into some sort of E-blend tune, probably a custom map, and that will really unleash a lot of the power that you can gain out of this S58 platform. But that's enough talking. Let's get into the actual flashing process, and I'll show you guys how easy it actually is. All right, guys, so we are in the cockpit of the G80, and we're about to flash in the boot mode Stage 2 93 octane tune. Obviously, you're going to make sure that you buy your license. If you guys do not have a boot mode license, you can go ahead and buy that tune down below. I will have it linked, as well as the Femto unlock. If you do have a newer G80 or Supra, you will need to go ahead and buy a Femto DME unlock. So we are just going to be doing the stage 2 tune today, and the first thing you're going to want to do is when you buy the tune, you're going to get an OBD dongle, and this is going to go into the OBD2 port down here. This is what's going to allow your phone or your tablet to connect with the vehicle via Wi-Fi. Once you do that, your car can actually connect to the app. But first and foremost, you're going to want to download the boot mode app, and you'll want to put in all of your credentials. So when you actually buy a boot mode license, they will go ahead and send you all of the information to your email, so you can go ahead and log into your account where you will have your map credits and everything. If you're just doing a one-time flash, you don't really need to buy the bundle, but if you are going to be using other tunes, because there are a bunch of different tunes that you can download, you will want to go ahead and get the bundle map pack. That's typically what I buy when I'm tuning my cars, because I always switch tunes up. Right now here today, we do have a firmware update on the actual dongle itself. So we're going to go ahead and update that via the app. But while that is updating, I'll kind of give you guys a rundown as to how this is going to work. Well, that was quick. It already happened. So this is the new layout for boot mode. It's very similar to how it was before. You're going to have your vehicle up top. It'll list all your information. You're going to have your dashboard. This is all the live data for the car. And then you also have in here, you can go to live adjust if you have custom ROM. And then you can do all of your data logging as well in here. It's got different tuners that you can buy. It's got transmission tunes, all kinds of crazy things that you can do inside of boot mode. It's pretty awesome. As well as diagnostics, clear and read codes, things of that nature. So under maps, you will see that this is how it will come from factory stock tune. So if you want to go back to your stock tune ever, you can use that right there. And then under here, you're going to have OTS maps. See a bunch of different OTS maps on the side, 0, 1, and 2. If you want to change the octane, you can do so by clicking down in the corner. It will have your 91, your 93, AC 91, E30, multi-map, E50. So that's a little bit different. Before, boot mode used to have an individual map for every single one. And I actually reached out to them and was like, hey, you should just condense all this, which makes a lot more sense than having like 3 million maps that you have to sift through. So that's kind of nice. And then you can do like a stage 0, which would be more of like an OEM map. They have the competition and the CSL mapping. You can do that. And then stage 1, which is the same. It has your different fuel ratings down there. But today we are going to be doing the stage 2 93 map. So what you would want to do is go ahead and download this from the cloud, and it's going to end up downloading the map into your maps. And then once you have that, you can go ahead and actually flash in the map into the car. You're going to want to make sure that the car is in diagnostic mode. In order to do that, just keep your foot off of the brake and then hit the start stop 3 times rapidly, and it'll go into diagnostics mode. If you do not have a newer car, you're just worried about your battery, this does take a little bit of time. It's a good idea to throw the car onto a battery tenor or charger just to make sure that, you know, the battery doesn't die mid-flash. That would not be good. So once you actually download the tune into your account, it will show up under My Maps. And what you can do, you can go into the actual map itself. And if you go right up here, you can actually go into the map and change all of the parameters. Let's say that you want to run a different type of burble setup. You can do that here. You can go OEM, OTS, original, off, disable, custom. You can turn on max cooling mode, catalytic heating. So if you want to turn off your cold start, you can actually program in the RPMs that it jumps to for the cold start. EWG, disable, exhaust, flap, sport, open, speed limiter. You can turn that off. Catalytic monitors if you're running a catless downpipe. You can go ahead and do that there. Anti-lag, all kinds of really neat and interesting things that you can change in the tune itself. So some of the settings that we are going to be doing today, max cooling mode. So if you actually go in, read the max cooling mode, it's kind of interesting. This feature reduces the targeted coolant temperature by 10 degrees Celsius, thereby causing the water pump thermostat to open earlier as well as the fan to come on. This feature does not add additional load to the cooling system in the car when coolant temperatures are below targeted. Pretty sweet. So we decided to turn that on. If he wants to mess with his burbles, we will show him how to do that, and he can of course go in there and take care of it himself. Not messing with the cold start at all. We are enabling the exhaust flap in sport. So basically when you are in sport mode, the exhaust flap is going to stay open the entire time rather than just turning on at a certain RPM, which is kind of nice. Speed limiter, removing that. We don't need the speed limiter on. And then also we are turning the catalytic monitors to off. This car does have downpipes. So we are good there. We're not going to add anything else. We'll go back now, and it is saving changes to our map. And then you're going to see after those changes it says download to update. So we will download it, and this is just going to be refreshing the map for us. Sweet, we are good to go. So now what we want to do, because we're on the internet right now, we need to go back to our OBD2 port dongle so we can communicate with the car again. So we're going to go back down. It might be a little bit different for you guys depending on what type of device you're using. But we're going to basically be getting off of the internet and back onto our boot mode dongle right here. And it is time to flash the map. We're just going to slide, and then you're going to see flash. And we're gonna hit flash right here. This car is already unlocked, so we're good to go. And here we go. It's gonna throw up a bunch of warnings. This is normal. Through the flashing process, it needs to go in through the DME and change all of its stuff. Oh, look at how fast this thing is going. That is quick. So all of these malfunctions are gonna clear themselves here in a moment. And it sounds like we are gonna be throwing this onto the dyno immediately for the customer. Success. Yes, sir. We're ready to go. This thing is officially on a stage 2 tune. All right, so relatively easy process flashing in with the new boot mode app, the new functionality. It's nice. I actually really like the way that it's organized now. I love that they don't have like a million different maps on the main page. It's all just drop down, which is much more efficient and makes a lot more sense. So let's go ahead and get this car onto the dyno. This car is all-wheel drive. It is X-Drive, so we actually have to disconnect the X-Drive. We're going to go underneath the car, disconnect it, and we'll go ahead and see what this car puts down on the dyno.
It's right here. This transfer case plug. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here. Literally right there. It's a plug. The only plug here.
All right, get it.
And you just unplug it.
Oh, I heard it.
It's unplugged.
Good.
And it just needs to be out of the way.
And so now it's just two-wheel drive.
Correct.
For the dyno, yeah.
Yeah, it disengages.
These cars just make power so easily. All right, so first pass down. Not sure how many we're gonna do, probably 1 or 2 more, but made a 601 wheel, 582 wheel torque, which is freaking crazy, man. Just a simple OTS flash on it. Got high flow downpipes, active auto work midsection. This does have the M Performance parts on it, and then it does have the Project Gamma intakes. So intakes, downpipes, exhaust basically, but also just factory exhaust. Controversial quad exit exhaust system. But yeah, it made 601 wheel, which is freaking nuts, dude. So easy to make power like that in these cars. Pretty crazy.
He's getting close to it. Well, you got to change him on the front page. But right now, they won't, right? Yeah, I think it's around there. They changed the rules in April, which was like 5 years ago. It used to be a lot slower, but now.
All right, another pass in. Dude, this thing just makes way too much power way too easily. Joink. 615, 572. You really cannot complain. 94 degrees in the shop today. Threw on an OTS Stage 2 93 map, and you're already making above 600 and almost 600 torque. Freaking insane. Well then, that is going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully this helped you guys out. I had some people asking if I could just do an instructional video on how to flash boot mode on a G80. It's really, really easy, and it's like the same for every single car. Obviously, boot mode did make some updates. I personally like to do all of my work flashing and everything with either a tablet or my phone. Those are the easiest ways to do it, but you can do it on a laptop if you want to. So anyways, if you guys are interested in any of the products, I'll have them listed down below. Super, super easy. Crazy what the S58 makes, but we already know this. It's a monster of an engine. These cars are just so capable and so efficient. If you guys are on the East Coast and need work done on your BMW, come to CES Motorsport, we'll hook you up. But just like that, this one's over. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.